how does one of the most realistic, and possibly the cutest dinosaur tycoon, hold up when compared side to side? Despite their differences, there are strong similarities between the two. But which is better? Let's find out. So which game has the best animals? They both very obviously have slightly different styles of models. Prehistoric Kingdom aims for the ultra realistic vibe, but Parkasaurus features super cute, maybe slightly unrealistic animals. In Parkasaurus, you can switch between the adorable animal models and the slightly more realistic models, but for this video I'll be sticking with the cute ones because look at them, you can even put little hats on them. Anyway, Prehistoric Kingdom gives the animals hugely realistic movements as they walk, swim, eat, sleep, and it's one of the game's main selling points. It has the most realistic dinosaurs in any game. Parkasaurus' dinosaurs have more unrealistic movements, giving them a less realistic feel, but giving the dinosaurs a more lovable feel to them. Since it's not really fair to compare them like this, with their huge differences, one of the deciding factors is going to be their behaviours and interactivity, and the amount of animals in the games. In Parkasaurus, the dinosaurs interact with one another, your staff can enter the enclosures to tranquilise them, and if they're unhappy, they'll start attacking the fences in an attempt to break out. Unfortunately, these features aren't in Prehistoric Kingdom. Yet. All of these features are noted in the public roadmap for the game, but it's not fair to give them points for what they want to do. Okay, so which game has the most amount of animals? Prehistoric Kingdom has 60 individual species in the game, with a mixture of mammals, birds, and dinosaurs. Parkasaurus has 58 animals in the game across the main pack, the Prehistoric Wonders DLC, and the Sea Monsters DLC. So overall, I'm going to need to give 1 point to Prehistoric Kingdom for its hugely realistic models and movements, and 1 point to Parkasaurus for the dinosaurs' interactivity and for the features that are missed in Prehistoric Kingdom. Parkasaurus has a modern grid-based building tool. A lot of old tycoon games use grid-based building, and it was really constraining, but I love the way it's been adapted in Parkasaurus. I never have any problems placing scenery exactly where I want them, and it's the same with the path tool. You can adjust the size of the path you're placing, and it's really intuitive. There's a handful of different path designs that look really great, and I love it. In Parkasaurus, you can spend science tokens that you obtain from work your scientists complete on better themed scenery items, stronger fences, and more. You can also spend hearts on new flora and fauna that's better suited to different enclosures. I love the huge variety of different food and drink stores in the game, and the stupid customization options you can give, serving guests humongous burgers and more. The only caveat to this is the terrain tool, but we'll get to that later. In Prehistoric Kingdom, the building tool is absolutely incredible. If you can imagine a structure, you can build it with the frankly magical modular building tool. It's brilliant. There is a huge range of already themed buildings ready to just place down, and you can get even more from the Steam Workshop. The building tool can quickly switch from a simple surface build tool to a highly advanced in-depth building tool that can allow you to precisely place items. The range of path designs in Prehistoric Kingdom extends past those offered in Parkasaurus, and the lack of a grid-based building tool unlocks massive levels of precision when building. I love the building tools in Parkasaurus, but Prehistoric Kingdom undoubtedly wins this category. The guests in both games are quite different. Prehistoric Kingdoms are terrifying and soulless, and Parkasaurus are really well modelled and intelligent. Unfortunately, Prehistoric Kingdom's guests lack most elements of intelligence. They're modelled to look realistic, but it just leaves an eerie, demonic feeling that's really unsettling. They walk robotically, but in recent updates they have improved hugely. They now stop at benches and restaurants and visit the dinosaurs with the highest animal points. I'm really happy to see such huge improvements in the guest system of Prehistoric Kingdom. It really improves playability when the decisions you make in constructing your park affect your guest flow. In Parkasaurus, the guests go around looking for dinosaurs, they eat at food stands, and they leave snarky reviews about your park. Your dinosaurs can attack them, and they can even be eaten by them. You can also tranquilize your guests in first person mode if they're getting on your nerves. The guests will get angry if their needs aren't being met, meaning they'll leave the park quicker or spend less money. You can influence the amount of time they stay by adding decorations or streetlights. It's clear that Parkasaurus wins this category. Parkasaurus has an interesting zoo management system, but I really like it. To manage your supplies of animal foods, you need to place orders that will be fulfilled and delivered to your zoo daily. This is then distributed between your animals by your staff. You can hire new staff by taking a look at their resumes in your office. This is the same place where you can get an overview of all your statistics. You can fire your staff and apply skill points to them in the staff management section too. Getting dinosaurs into your zoo in Parkasaurus and Prehistoric Kingdom is, I suppose, relatively similar. In both games you send teams out to uncover fossils, it's just that you need to do this each time you get a new dinosaur in Parkasaurus. In Prehistoric Kingdom, this just unlocks your ability to genetically synthesize the specific species. In Parkasaurus, you also need to purchase different gems to allow the eggs to be created, and these gems are researched in the science tree. Moving on to Prehistoric Kingdom, on top of managing food, you also need to manage electricity. This isn't a feature in Parkasaurus, so it's nice to see its inclusion in Prehistoric Kingdom. Food is also ordered and delivered in Prehistoric Kingdom, but you can also produce your own food. In recent updates, zoo management has become significantly easier in Prehistoric Kingdom thanks to the inclusion of customizable prices and the significant improvements in the overviews you get showing the statistics of your park. Nevertheless, Parkasaurus offers a more well-rounded and suitable zoo management system, but in the future I'm certain that Prehistoric Kingdom will feature a better tool than Parkasaurus. I mentioned earlier about my dissatisfaction with the terrain editing in Parkasaurus. I'll get to that in a minute, but first let's talk about the terrain editing in Prehistoric Kingdom. Oh, and if you're enjoying so far, leave a like and subscribe to help my channel, or consider joining to support me further. Prehistoric Kingdom has a really good terrain tool, similar to Planet Zoo's. You can raise and lower terrain, place calm, rough or muddy water, and paint different textures to meet your animal's biome requirements. It's great, the tool is fluid and responsive, and there isn't much more to say about it. The animals interact well with the terrain you build. Oh, I forgot to mention, the forest brush tool. Possibly the best thing to ever be added to any game. This tool allows you to create forests with a really smooth animation, and I love it. Parkasaurus has a pretty standard terrain tool that's quite difficult to use. You drag to create a selection area to either raise or lower terrain, or you can use the smart terrain tool allowing you to drag up or down to raise or lower a set radius. Water is similar too. You create a selection area for either shallow or deep water, or you can use the Smart Water tool to automatically fill any nearby holes with water. Trees and scenery are placed like regular items, and it's definitely not as usable as Prehistoric Kingdom, but they are limited by the grid-based building tool. Prehistoric Kingdom takes this category. If you've watched any of my videos on Prehistoric Kingdom before, you know that I love the cinematic camera. If you're new here, I'll quickly sum it up for you. When you place a new animal or click on one, it switches to a cinematic camera with a voiceover from Nigel Marven and showcases the dinosaur as though it's a nature documentary in its natural habitat. I adore this tool. It's one of the most thoughtful features in Prehistoric Kingdom. Aside from that, Prehistoric Kingdom features a nice free camera tool, and you can also look to specific dinosaurs, nothing hugely special. Parkasaurus has a relatively interesting tool. You get 4 viewing angles and switch between them pressing Q and E. This can make it really awkward for getting specific views to place items perfectly, but luckily you can also enter first person mode or dino cam. In first person mode, you're trusted with a tranquilizer gun. Unlike other games I've looked at in the past, you can actually shoot the guests with it. I was so happy when I learnt this, but a little bit less happy when I learnt that it deducts from your park guest count, so don't do this if you're tight on cash. You can also use this to get ahead of your security team to tranquilize escapees, so this is great. As for DinoCam, it's pretty standard stuff, so I won't get into detail. Overall, Prehistoric Kingdom wins this category thanks to its easier to use camera that allows you to get the perfect viewing angle for whatever you're doing. Prehistoric Kingdom's staff system has had some huge improvements recently. You can now train and adjust the salaries of your staff, and I haven't noticed them randomly leaving the park anymore. Your staff travel around completing their tasks, and you can build staff centres to increase their welfare. Lists of staff to hire refresh every so often, so if you don't like the look of the staff you're about to trust to not let dinosaurs overthrow the human race, you can always wait a little longer. In Parkasaurus, you hire new people from the resume section of your office. These staff go around completing tasks and periodically gain skill points that can improve their abilities in different aspects of working. Your scientists can help you gain science points for research if they're kept in science centres or presentation areas. The staff system in Parkasaurus is significantly more complete than in Prehistoric Kingdom, and the staff don't look like serial killers, so Parkasaurus definitely wins this category. So it ended up a draw, with both games achieving 4 points each. This tells us how far Prehistoric Kingdom has come recently. It's clear the developers are committed to improving the game, and I really can't wait to see where it goes in the future. What do you think? Would you have given any of the categories to the other game? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!